Just for tonight. Alright, everybody, welcome to the AVGL Collegiate Playoff Championships featuring Paladins. I'm Alan Iholdshift Donofrio, and running production is Brandon Rudruki. Today it comes down to the final 8 teams after the group stage. Those 8 teams being Davenport University, University of Texas, Concordia University, Stony Brook, Rowan, Bloomsburg, Clark College, and Sheridan College. And those last 2 teams are the ones that we are going to be bringing out to you guys in this first quarterfinals matchup. Clark College, the 3 seed, coming in with an undefeated record against Sheridan College, who went 6-1, and getting into the draft, Clark College will have the first overall pick, and they opt to go with the Makoa. Again, even with the CC immunity being released from his ultimate, still being a big frontline presence pick. Sheridan, on the other hand, may have been watching the Gauntlet qualifiers over the last 2 days, as Bomb King is their first overall pickup with a Barrack. Bomb King has been performing so very well online as of recently, thanks to, of course, the wonderful leg compensation that was added in. Clark College, looking for some damage of their own, will go with a Shaolin and a Drogos. Very standard picks, as they have been doing so well in the damage department. Shaolin especially is direct damage, and Drogos, of course, you can never rule out with that Spitfire and Salvo combination applying to multiple enemies. Newest character to the realm, though, Lex, will be picked up with Sheridan College, and Torvald will also be running along with the front line. That protective shield is going to be so monumental for both Bomb King and Lex that Torvald will definitely have a lot to keep a lookout for as far as trying to keep his team alive. No support picked up yet for either team, but it will be a Ruckus combined with Maldamba. So still, double frontliners being picked up for both teams. Maldamba, a very nice focused pick to help out the Ruckus, especially, as he can get 2 different sources of healing directly onto the Ruckus if need be, and it looks like it will be a Ying as the final choice for Sheridan. So, jumping into game, we will be going again. This is our championship round, a best of 3 to start things off with the quarterfinals. Clark College versus Sheridan College, map number 1, coming up now. And so here we are. Our first conflict of the day will be happening over on Jaguar Falls with Clark College sporting the blue trunks and blue uniforms today. It will be containing of their roster of Force playing Shaolin. Tate will be playing Ruckus. Sneaky Noodle will be playing Maldamba. The Spuds on Makoa, and Monkey Mo will be playing Drogos. And for the side of Sheridan, the underdogs coming, it'll be Ed Dolmich playing Bomb King. Butterball on Ying. Just a Banana 21 will be playing Torvald. Klinken will be playing Lex. And Adam Craig will be playing Barrack. And as we continue through, we will not really go through all the legendaries, as there's been a lot of itemization choices that tend to get changed last second, but we will run through them as they most notably pop out. So getting into game, we'll be interested to see how these teams are able to play up against each other. Looks like Makoa will be using the half shield, and Ripened Gourd will be for the Maldamba, most notably. Combustible for Drogos. And itemization-wise, all offensive items with the exception of 2 Chronoses being picked up for the side of Clark. And this long flank will be happening first and foremost for Sheridan College. Finding a little bit of traction in the backline, but you can see Clark able to absorb this rather well. They contained themselves on point. They mostly dodged the Grumpy Bomb and continue to put on damage of their own, as Tate does find first blood. And this Torvald next to fall again to Tate, looking for possibly a triple. Will he find it? No, he will not. It's just a double kill for Tate, but still at the end of it, 3 players do fall for the cost of 1. And Clark College at 93% looks to take this point for essentially free, and it will be that case as no one from the red team can get there to contest. A late rocket boost from Adam Craig will put him into some kind of danger, but he will be able to survive thanks to that barricade to be placed just behind him. Payload has yet to move as of yet, and fortunately for Barrack, he is hooked, but it gets caught onto the payload, and more Grumpy Bombs being spammed out from our Bomb King player, who continues to left click and right click all over the map to get this damage done. And that has been a lot of the reason for this stall thus far, and with the successful Grumpy Bomb, a couple of shots will land, but the half shield will mitigate a lot of that damage for the Spuds on the Makoa. Other interesting legendaries coming out. Bomb King is taking Accelerant, just so you know, and Death Hastens for the Lex. And Tinkerin, interestingly enough, being taken for Barrack, so trying to help out with that damage department as much as possible. Monkey Mo is able to trade out a kill as the Bomb King, and now Torvald also fallen. So now finally, with the numbers advantage, Clark College is able to push this payload slowly but surely. And at 1:30 seconds, it still has a very long way to go. But a max range hook from the Spuds, able to find damage in the converted kill onto Barrick. So brilliant play there. And with the half shield and gourd combination, it will be a nice little bit of restoration of health for the Spuds. Dragon Punch is being channeled, looking for a target. Will find the Ying, who could not dimensional link in time, but Kliku as Lex will be able to secure that kill with 3 shots from those Magnum revolvers. A big Grumpy Bomb into the combination of a Poppy Bomb, King Bomb ultimate. All the bombs coming out, but Ed Dolmage at the end of it not able to find more than just 1 kill. Fortunately enough, Kliku was able to get back into it, so over the wall was the King Bomb, and the kills are converted as we get to under 50 seconds. Clark College stalls out and has to regroup. Sheridan College looking to set up a defense, not very aggressively, interestingly enough, opting to play things more in this close quarters area where the Grumpy Bomb can be most effective, which is what we're seeing. It will be a Poppy Bomb straight up and over, but not able to get back. The Law coming out for Kliku will find 1, and that's on the Spud, so a big pickup there, and the rest of the team for Clark College has to kind of fall their way back. But interestingly enough, Barrick was in a very weird position and took a lot of poke and is below, well below now, a quarter of his HP thanks to the combustible damage over time. That's to come back to a Ging Illusion to get healed up, and he will do so. But with 7 seconds going on in the background until overtime, kills continue to, interestingly enough, come out for Clark as Sheridan, for some reason, instead of falling back and getting full health and setting up their defense, continue to push aggressively onto the payload and is now paying for it very drastically as Torvald is low on HP. There's no healer from Ying, and with Lex in the background, able to take some focus away from the payload. It's still all 4 players in full HP as Shaolin did fall previously, trying to get this payload moving. Dome Shield will come out to try to secure it, and that will force Spuds away from the front end of the payload, but will continue to stay around the outside of it. Overtime still in effect, and again, it will just take 1 good Poppy Bomb to blow everybody away, and that overtime should be expended. And now the damage from Endolmage is coming out in full force as Sheridan looks to keep this defense established, but the frontliners are still here. But with no healer, how long can Clark really keep themselves around? And the answer is not long whatsoever as Sheridan successfully defends. They tie it up 1-1. Looking at the itemization and charts as well. Net worth, of course, favoring the blue team of Clark College. Damage dealt, though, does go the way of Flex and Bomb King in that order. And, of course, damage shielded with that half shield coming out, interestingly enough, from Spuds is allowing him to get just above the Torvald. But looking at the itemization as well, you can take a look to see a lot of offensive itemization coming online for Sheridan. They do not want to deal with this Maldamba, and they choose to go straight into a number of cauterizes, just laying on Bomb King to do the record damage. And so far, that has been paying off rather nicely. And again, the longer these credits get online, that healing is essentially going to be nullified 100% of the way as we continue to see those cauterizers get to level 2 and 3 plus. Dragon Punch coming out. Heat Haze as well has been triggered. The Dragon Punch will find just the Banana 21 as the Torvald does fall. Heat Haze is finding some damage, and ooh, a big Ancient Rage coming out for the Spuds. Able to find 1 kill, looking for 2. He will find it against Kliku, who falls very quickly. A lot of that damage was also put in by Force, who helped eliminate that health pool. So the Spuds, with a nice backline Ancient Rage, will convert things for his team in the kill department. And we'll also keep pushing things through as this payload gets to above 69, now 70%. Clark College has a very definitive hold on these neutral point fights. Torvald trying to jump in, but he is in the face of a lot of damage. He will use his ultimate, but Ruckus is right behind him, completely unsniffed out from there, and will find himself a kill at the cost of absolutely nobody. Dolmage is able to find damage onto Forrest to fall, but still at 84%, it looks good for Clark. Even though they have to back up right now, they will get a nice and easy time to try to retake this. Tons of time on their side, and unless Sheridan can get a very big aggressive defense set up, they will be able to grip his 5, and with Bomb King also falling, it will be a 5-on-4. So now the time is starting to tick away. Makoa will jump right on top of the point, but he's got nobody with him at the moment. The rest of his team is sprinting to get there. The Dread Serpent coming out from the distance. The Hexifier to combine. It will find 1. Will it find 2? They will, and that's where it stops as all the ultimates are expended and expired. And other E-words as well as overtime ticks away at 99%. And Dolmage is trying to stay on it, but he also will expire as well as the rest of his team, laid on Tate with a double kill, and with the overtime ticking away, it will go 2-1 on the scoreboard in favor of Clark College. Again, not waiting around to being stuck in this choke point is the side of Clark, learning from their cons of their composition from last game, as this Grumpy Bomb and just the Bomb King sheer damage coming out with all of those subjects coming from left and right hands or getting exploded, doing so much damage. And looking to push that advantage is Sheridan, who were able to find one kill on the Tate. Spud's also falling low, will fall. Forced by himself now will plant up, look for a kill, but will miss the closing shot, and Indulgence and Torvald will click up that. But still, with all those low health pulls, Monkey Mo with the double, looking for a third, will find the easy secure as Torvald has no movement skill whatsoever. He is on an 11 streak and looking for more damage to possibly clean up the fourth of this string on top of Adam Craig, but he will fall out with the rocket boots, and with those illusions and turrets around, he will be sustained and healed. The dome shield, the zone away, but will he stay alive? He's very low, but having just enough health to stay alive. Great play to dance around the Torvald protective bubble, as well as the Ying illusions and his turrets himself. The defense sustains thanks to the dome shield, and Monkey Mo and Force are forced to retreat. If they can, that is. Kaliku finds one. Force able to finally get himself out. The rest of his team is here, but a big stagger will be on board as we're still waiting for Monkey Mo to come back into things as this Drogos. In the meantime, the blue team will take prospectively left that side of the map to see if they can get in and find themselves a flanking route to kind of open up some extra damage away from the defensive jaws of Sheridan College. It's been a struggle so far, and with Bomb King able to poppy bomb people away to disengage that fight, it will be a defensive stabilization as we get to about 41 seconds on the clock until overtime. The law does come out, but a nice half shield to mitigate that away. Again, that does work against personal shields, but not against deployable shields, so the shell shield will sustain as they continue to find ways to nullify out Lex from getting that ultimate to affect multiple characters thus far, and that is the trick so far with the newest character in the realm. With a hook pulled onto Barrick as well, he will not fall as Dolmage is doing a lot of damage as he continues to the backside, but wait on. Monkey Mo coming right back in, able to find two, looking for possibly a third. He will clean that one up. Heat Haze is also available and being used, but Monkey Mo will finish it off, and with 5 seconds left, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to get here in time with the respawns. It doesn't look like it, especially with Ruckus able to get, oh my goodness, it's stuck right at the point. The Hyper Beam to push people away. Will Sheridan hold this? It's right at the edge. Overtime is in effect, but all 5 players are here. The King Bomb channeled from way downtown, but no one there in time. Torvald was forced away, and the Bomb King could not get there. So 3-1 reads the score after a successful push from Clark College, and just barely not able to hold on was Sheridan. Oh my goodness, that was absolutely close. And this championship playoff has been started off with all of the hotness thus far. Looking at the net worth again, favors the team who has captured the neutral point twice, thanks to that 600 now total crystal points that they have gotten. Credit points, pardon me, not crystal points. Damage dealt still favoring the Bomb King at 75,000. A trend that we'll have to keep our eye on as we get closer and closer, not only to the championship rounds in Atlanta here with the AVGL, but also with the rest of the high-risk competitions with the Masters LAN. Definitely a character to keep your eye on. Damage shielded now also going the way of Torvald, and healing. Now Damba, best healer in the game, in this caster's opinion, continues to find himself on top by almost a full 40,000 healing points. And that's in the face of all of these now triple cauterizes. Big damage. Here comes the Dragon's Fury looking for a target, but Monkey Mo lost his direction for a second. It was chipped away. M. Dolmage with the flank, able to secure that kill, and multiple bombs still coming out for him. No chain reaction again. He took Accelerate, and we've seen him use it very well as we get a game pause by Monkey Mo, who we may have very well been anticipating or expecting, not expecting, but experiencing some technical difficulties. And taking a look while we have a chance at some of the organizations, it looks like there was a disconnect, and looks like that has been resolved, and it looks like we will be expecting an unpause here very shortly. Itemization-wise, again, a lot of offensive itemization being taken by Sheridan with all the investment into the cauterizes, and of course, Dolmage with the double record. He actually stops his investment there, saying that, hey, that's enough. No need to spend the 900 crystals, or credits. Again, I keep mixing up those two. Opts to go into a double Haven with a morale boost and a kill heal. On the flip side, though, a triple cauterize is on board for Ruckus, and triple wreckers on board for Shaolin and Drogos. the bulldozer, interestingly enough, for Maldamba to try to help take care of some of those illusions and turrets as we are still in a game pause. While you have a second, it actually pause that thought as we can unpause. And back onto point we go as Adam Craig is able to find a kill onto Makoa. Tate is the last player left alive in the face of 4 characters, and he has accepted his fate and will fall as Sheridan able to get back into this and get themselves possibly their first actual capture point. Sitting at 50, now 62% as it continues to climb. No one from the blue team is here as of yet, and Sheridan having an opportunity to possibly come through in this 3-6 matchup and get some points of their own. They will get this capture point, even though the blue team was starting to put some pressure there. And a triple kill coming out for Lex, able to get that triple kill with the law before falling. What a great proc of that is he was right in the back line, able to spot it up, find those low health pool targets, and eliminate 3 people into thin air very quickly. And now Sheridan College has an opportunity to possibly move on through and get themselves tied up 3-3. We'll have to see if that is in fact the case as it continues to be the blue team looking to stabilize. Monkey Mo goes up in the air with the thrust to find some salvo damage to start to put things through. And again, at a minute 54, the payload continues to move rather for free at the moment, as there is not really many good pulls coming out for Spuds, who has forced himself into the secret area, as we've been more notably calling it. Not able to pull out the Torvald away from this point, or the Barrack. Misses a shot there as that Dreadmaker does hit the barricade right in front of Barrack. And with potential of a Hypernuke coming out in the near future, it's at 96%. This is a very dangerous potential opportunity for this defensive team, but Torvald pulled into danger, will be eliminated, so that risk is taken off the board. The Maldama Dreadsaber coming out, the Dome Shield to try to counter, but is taken out before it can be in full effect. Leaky was one of the last ones left alive with the Bomb King, and both are pushed away. One falls, one triggers the Drumpy Bomb, will try to pulse his way around, but not able to get there as it goes to now just a minute on the clock until we hit overtime. The defense has reset themselves back up, and at 3-2, it'll be one more probably good shot for Sheridan to try to even this up. Dragon Punch being channeled right in the face of Torvald, who fall very quickly, and fortunately enough, the Shell Shield from Makoa is there to eliminate any potential damage coming into his favorable Lizard of the Skies. Rocking the very nasty Dread Hunter skin today, most notably. And as we get to 30 seconds with not having all 5 players, well, now finally having all 5 players here as Torvald is back into the action. They might have a chance to get to this payload, but again, they have to break through, and the respawn timers will favor the blue team. It'll come down if they can find the right kills. Barrack pulled into danger, but Force is down. That's a big pickup. Can they find more? Monkey Mo falls as well as Makoa, so 2 more down. Klika looking for more damage. Will he find the kill on Maldamba? He will have to back up a little bit, but will get a kill thanks to his helping friends behind him. And as overtime is here, is anyone on the payload? They might not be able to get back to it in time. Oh my goodness, I thought for a second they were going to walk right away, not having anyone established on the payload, but regardless, that's a lot of time and distance lost as Spuds drops his Asian Rage, but does fall for only a trade of 1. More damage coming out from the Bomb King because he's able to find another. Can they stay on top of the point? The Law coming out, finding another kill, and Sheridan College will even things back up. 3-3 goes the scoreline, and that makes things very interesting here on this best of 3. This is only map number 1, and we're going down to 1 last capture point. Looking at the net worth, we have now fully almost pinstriped it or evened it out across the board, with the exception, interestingly enough, of Shaolin, who is very drastically below everybody else. He only has 1,500 credits. I wonder if the credit totals on our screen have reset when he rejoined. He was the player that rejoined. I have a hard time believing with what he has online that he only had 1,500 credits. So maybe a possible bug there, but damage dealt chart favoring 6 digits for Bomb King and Lex. 95 and 94k for Shaolin and Drogos respectively, and damage shielded continues to trade back and forth between the Makoa and the Torvald. Healing wise, even in the face of the triple cauterize, 119,000 healing for the side of Maldamba. Opposite flanks being pulled from both teams as they switch sides of the map, and looking for possibly the first opportunities. The Spuds who's by the ledge. Will he get a pull off? Not needed, as the damage coming out. Not 80%, he doesn't have the flex. The damage coming out of post. Dreadacre plus the planet will secure that kill with a Hyper Beam. Will push. It looks like both off. 2 people have fallen off right before Torvald fell. The Dragon Punch coming out as well. The Hexafire as well being channeled in a very awkward spot. Bleaky will actually trade that out, and that Hexafire was wasted. So now a 1v1 between this Ruckus and the Lex as well, but Ying will come and help him out with the healing, which will force away Lex. But no, actually pursuing this a little bit too aggressively, in my opinion. He will get a protective shield, but will get hooked right back into danger and will fall. So a little bit of an overextension there from Bleaky, and will now have to put his team in facing a 5v4, as the point is relatively even at the moment. 54% does favor the red team of Sheridan, but the kills are coming out for the blue side of Clark, and they will be able to retake this. At least they should be able to retake this. Pending the kills of this Torvald and Barrick. Torvald does fall. Barrick as well also falling. Thank you to the Dredge Anchor and the Spuds for finding that one. I thought for a second that Barrick was going to escape with his life, and now things will be dead even as we get to 72% each. Red team is facing a bit of a stagger. Grumpy Bomb to try to keep people away from the point. Doing a good job of delaying the inevitable. Spuds will zoom his way back on with that turtle spin. And Turvold trying to get back in. Already has to use his recharge instantly enough. And the Dreadster coming out right in the face of that dome shield. So trading ult for ult, 99%. Can anyone from the red team convert these kills? It'll be very close, but kills coming out for the Heat A's. Doing so much damage, and the cleanup finally coming through. Everyone on the side of the blue team gets a kill, and that should change it up. Clark College finds themselves their first victory, and a nice little emote dance from Ruckus and Bull at the end, just to let you know who was the big cause of the MVP at the end there, for me at least. And looking at the scores, a lot of eliminations coming out for the blue team for Clark College. Damage, though, very much so favoring the Lex and the Bomb King, showing that just one simple change, adding in lag compensation, makes Bomb King viable, and the newest character in Lex very strong entering the realm. So that will do it for map number 1. We will queue up map number 2 in this best of 3 series and take a look to see if Sheridan can make this into a best of 3. This is a first quarterfinals matchup between Clark College and Sheridan, the 3 seed versus the 6. Possible upsets brewing for Sheridan if they can come back and win themselves a map and send this to a third. We'll have to see if they can do it, or will the favored team of Clark College finish it out? Only time will tell. We'll be back with map number 2 in just a minute.
This is what I waited for, 'cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more, 'cause the time keeps turning, feels just like it speeds up. It's what I waited Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind. Can't shake the light. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. Just wanna feel the stars surround. The atmosphere never to come down. I'll stand alone, whether right or wrong. It takes me home, right where I belong. Back down, only one way out. I'll let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turn me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. champions of the night. We are the champions of the night. Yeah. We are the fighting type, the ones that burn so bright. We are the champions of the night.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in the midst of a tangle between Clark College and Sheridan College on the bottom side of the bracket. This best of 3 series will be transitioning to map number 2, and this time through Sheridan will hold the ticket to the first overall pick. We'll see what they decide to go. They came out with a Lex and a Bomb King that worked rather successfully for them, but had some issues up front, as the Torvald and Barrick were not able to hold on as tightly as the Makoa Ruckus was for Clark. And off the bat, Makoa taken off very early on for Sheridan. Clark College responds by taking a Bomb King, and Torvald, as Bomb King, shows up and has been prevalent as one of the best damage characters since his recent, won't say buff, but at least adjustment, getting that lag compensation. Shaolin Drogos picked up for Sheridan, so again establishing that the top 3 damage dealers right now are Bomb King, Shaolin, and Drogos. And of course, if you want to throw Lex into that category as a flanker, Clark College decided to go with him with the Torvald and Ying pickup. And to finish things for Sheridan's roster, they will still have the double front line, pulling out the Mikoa and the Veric. Maldamba is well picked up for the support, as Clark College actually preferred to pick up the Ying early on, which was interesting, but trying to subsidize that health pool in a different way than last game is Clark. And again, 1-0 reads the map total so far in this set in favor of Clark College. We'll see if Sheridan has anything to do about that, to say about that as we jump into map number 2. It will be Clark College versus Sheridan College. And so we are here on Frog Isle, continue with the Temple Isle theme set. We can see our more recent playing field of Jaguar Falls off into the distance on top of that nice little ravine, but we will be down into the Isles of the Toads here as we get into game. Looking at the rosters, it will be Endolmich for Shaolin, Kliko on Drogos, Butterball on Maldamba, Just a Banana 21 on Makoa, Adam Craig will play Barrick to make up the roster for Sheridan College. And for Clark, Forrest will be playing Lex, Tate on Ruckus once again, Sneaky Noodle will be playing Ying, the Spuds on Torvald, and Monkey Mo will be playing Bomb King, the Spuds. Of course, most people know he likes to flaunt himself as the best Torvald world. We'll see if that's the case as we jump into game and looking as the game gets started. Any interesting choices? It will be Tinkering for Adam Craig again, Ripen Gourd and Combustible for Maldamba and Drogos with a Pluck for the Makoa. And that Pluck will be felt very early on by Tate, who gets dredge anchored around the corner and takes a lot of damage, with the Ying with the protective bubble as well. We'll try to keep them healthy, but Endolmich finding first blood, make that a second as he's finding now a triple kill. Absolutely incredible play from the planet, and just the damage from Endolmich as he finds himself 3 kills early on. And now looking for the aggressive zone is Sheridan College, who have found themselves in a very rare but advantageous position early on. Not something we've seen out of them yet, but this aggressive defense set up to kind of just put a buffer zone away from that neutral capture point. Maldamba is trying to toss gourds around the corner as best as possible. Kliku finding some kills himself as he takes out Torvald. So without that presence, there's really nothing that Clark can do. And they will give this one up at a total of 99%, well now 100 to just the 12% that was tallied up from Clark College. So things going well thus far for Sheridan as they continue to push their advantage and look for extra kills on top of this to get this payload continually moving. Notably, Bomb King has taken the accelerant, so no demolition or anything for him. Nothing out of the ordinary really there. And Resonance coming out for Sneaky Noodle on Ying. No lifelike here, as they continue just to utilize the single healing with the potential extra damage. The Dragon's Fury coming out looking for a kill, but it will hit an illusion and immediately take it off the field. This Kliku, Adam Craig also takes out Tate to trade 1-for-1 there, and with the 4-on-4 on board, it looks to be the advantage for Sheridan as they have both frontliners here, and the Torvald is looking to do what he can to keep Lex alive, but in a very bad spot is Force, and he should fall, but no! What a clutch protective shield to keep him alive with the healing from the illusion. And now, with potentially changing this one up, he gets himself the law onto Barrack, so paying for a kill there. A missed opportunity for Sheridan, and has pushed them back onto the back foot. They have to regroup and sit around this corner, and you can see how this teeter-totter of a map tends to play as the red team now starts to push out to look for more kills themselves. Minute and 2 seconds on the clock until overtime. Just the Banana able to find himself a nice pull onto Hulk. Oh my gosh, these protective bubbles just keeping Ruckus alive for what looked to be finally potentially keeping himself all the way alive, but not the case as he was dropped. But the protective bubble able to keep him alive a lot longer than he should have been. And Dolmage getting healed up, looking for more damage. Same with Kliku, able to find one kill. Spuds, the last real left alive on the payload. He's got his recharge going. The Bomb King ultimate, right off the map he goes. Too bad, so sad. Accelerant pushes him too far, and a missed opportunity. Lulls in chat for that one, as that's going to lead to definitely a dude seriously in the future. And with 15 seconds left alive, or left on the clock, pardon me, the overtime will eventually go into play, at least we anticipate, as it's going to take a little bit longer for the payload to even get there. The Hyper Beam to come out. Will it find anybody? No, it will not. It will be a Dragon Punch to convert one, and Dolmage with a double. And here it is, the blue team of Sheridan College goes up 2-0. And what feels like for the first time in this stream's history, we're seeing a matchup that has not been a straight up stomp. And this is what we get with the top tier teams, the top 8 in this collegiate series, coming to play, a lot on the line. Not just $10,000, not just a trip to Atlanta, but of course, pride for their possible alumni here as they continue to represent their universities and colleges of choice. 2-0 goes the scoreline. Net worth favoring the blue team. Damage dealt favoring the Drogos. And of course, damage shielding going the way of the Torvald, and healing as well going the way for the blue team as Maldamba gets up above Ying. Good stuff there, and itemization wise, again, cauterizes and wreckers prioritized for both teams as they continue to get online, most of them at level 2. Dreadserpent to come out, but not a lot of damage behind it, and Dolmage is just barely able to find one. The Dome Shield to secure the point as well. Sheridan College is looking really strong here on Frog Isle as they continue to move through. Lex does find himself one kill with the Law. Sneaky Noodle finds a second. The Heat Haze is online for Endolmage, but he's not really hitting all that many shots. And now he's out of that stealth, and by himself, he will fall as Clark College starts to reestablish themselves early on here thanks to a couple of key ultimates. And they go up now above 50% of the capture percentage. Another nice bubble from Spuds to protect his teammate in Lex. But no cooldowns there to keep Monkey Mo alive. And as the Ancient Rage comes in, it will be a Hexafire right into the face. It will find one off the bat, looking for possibly a second. The damage is definitely being put in. But no, the Ancient Rage survives. And another triple kill for Endolmage, who has been playing absolutely out of his mind here on Shaolin, has been a very big key factor to them staying in this game. And Shaolin finds himself another triple kill right around the point. He will get himself his second big multi-kill of the game. And looking for more is Endolmage as he continues to find some presence and some pressure onto Clark, and 3-0 goes the scoreboards thus far for Sheridan, coming back into this game hot. Possibly going to make this a 4-0 sweep to get themselves a much-needed map win. Ultimate-wise, as far as what we're looking at on board, there is an Illusionary Rift usable. Heat Haze is back up, Dragon Punch back up, Dread Serpent back up, and we'll see if they decide to use it to get this push moving as 2 kills come out and there's just the 3 players left alive. They could find big value out of a Dread Serpent here with their big damage dealers there, and there it is, as if only scripted. It will be Sneaky Noodle actually able to dimensional link away, and this will be interesting. And it's a complete turnaround as the Spuds finds himself a kill. Just the Banana able to trade out 1 for his life, but that ultimate not utilized for the kill potential that it should have had, as Kliku and Dolmage were out of it very early on. Barrick unable to find the damage as well. Even with the Tinker and card, it results in a wasted opportunity, or just a missed opportunity rather, as Monkey Mo cleans up on the outside, looking for more. He poppies himself up with a King Bomb, looking for the damage. He's going to chase down just the Shaolin, who actually soaks up a lot of that damage, surprisingly. I don't really know how, to be completely honest. It was right in his face and he didn't completely get canceled out. The Hyper Beam, though, for the side of Clark will push down 2. Kliku not able to thrust and get himself back to the map in time. 3-0 is the scoreboard, but everything's starting to go the way of Clark College here on this defense. So we take a second to kind of readjust and get some breathing room in for both teams and myself. It is going to be Sheridan College looking to make a push on this. They do have 45 seconds until overtime, but a very long distance to go. The Dragon Punch being channeled from around the corner, looking for anyone to hit. It will be successful as those 5 fingers reach the metal face of the Bomb King, and then Dolmage with the combination of pluck damage from Makoa will find the kill on the Tate. So with 30 seconds remaining, a lot of space and distance gained by this payload as it continues to make its way around the tree and into that home stretch towards possibly what could be a 4-0 sweep. But we'll have to see if that will be allowed from Clark College. Of course, they did not want that to happen as they were starting to set up their defense. The timer ticking down. A very similar position as before. A nice emitter and a repulsor field to keep things away from this ruckus, and with the log coming out as well, took a second to see if he was going to channel it, and so he did. He finds 1 kill onto the Maldamba, and with the overtime ticking away, nobody from the blue team could get back in time. Adam Craig was looking for a sneaky backdoor, but could not get there in time, so 3-1 now goes the score. Still favoring the blue team, but itemization is starting to get completely maxed out, at least the ones that matter, as we have a couple of Wrecker 2s and 3s coming out for both sides. Same with the Cauterizes as well. Of course, more diversity up in the top left part of your screen and more colors to show, as the net worth does favor the blue team. Damage dealt, Shaolin, Drogos up on top. Bomb King not getting to this position he was before, as Monkey Mo not having quite the same game that Dolmage had previously. Damage shielded favoring the Torvald, as he is just about 5,000 total points ahead of where Barrick is. And the healing as well still continues to be the trend of Maldamba out healing the Ying. So as we get into this 3rd round, the scoreboard still reads 3-1. Sheridan College just needs 1 more capture point to pull this one off. They've been successful in their last 2. Torvald, though, on a flank. The Spuds in a very interesting spot, is absolutely canceling out this Shaolin, but is taking a lot of damage himself with the Hexafire at the perfect time. Will get everyone pushed away and get a couple of kills secured, and now Clark College with the momentum on their side after that successful defense look to continue this pressure as Forrest finds himself a double, hooked into danger. It will be a shell spin away for just the Banana on the Makoa, and the Spuds with this big health pool and all of that shielding will look to zone, or at least somewhat zone everything away as it gets to above 90%. Nobody from the blue team is going to be able to contest this. All they can hope for are a couple of fringe kills. They find 1 in the shape of a Torvald, and with the scoreboard now reading 3-2 after that successful pull, oh, it could very well be the case. Wood, nice poppy bomb to take everybody away from Monkey Mo, and he gets himself a nice little, oh my goodness, not actually the case, as then Dolmage finds himself a kill. About to say the emitter was almost enough with that repulsion field to keep everybody alive, but not the case, as Tate also does fall, and now the blue team, even though they are on defense, are continuing to move their way forward on the map and looking for potentially more as they continue to find kills at the hands of Dolmage, who has just been absolutely lights out on this Bomb King and Shaolin play today. A push off the map will send Torvald away thanks to the combustible Spitfire area damage from Kliku. And Sheridan College not just establishing a defense, but establishing themselves right in the face and in the spawn of Clark. Hyper Boot trying to pull someone off the map. Makoa will sustain and survive himself by that shell spin. and then gets himself around that jutting rock to keep himself completely fold away. Monkey Mo almost having a repeat of before, almost falling off the map, but will instead find himself a kill. And at the very end of this long sustaining defense, it looks like finally there might be some offensive pressure being put on for Clark College as they continue to work inch by inch to get back towards the payload. The wheels start turning, and this rodeo is underway as we get to under a minute until overtime. This teeter-totter of a map continues to pull things back and forth as now Clark College pushes their advantage. And in this small distance that it takes to get from one end to the other, they are now in the face of the blue team of Sheridan College. The Bruins on the back foot. Clark College looking to make their way through and continuing to move this payload rather successfully. It's only been about 30 seconds off the clock since they got onto the payload, and it's already made its way towards that home stretch. The Dragon Spear looking to connect will find Torvald, a successful pull there. Monkey Mo was looking for a very nice aggressive accelerant, but he will find himself in a lot of trouble and will likely fall here as Endolmage just that secured that kill. Looking for more damage on top of the payload is the Shaolin. The shield for the Makoa able to soak up all of those double miniguns coming out from the Ruckus and Bolt combination. And with 5 seconds left, the blue team has themselves established. Will the red team be able to find the key kills to keep themselves alive in this overtime? It very well could be, as Maldamba gets aggressive. It must have been a misclick as he slithers himself into the face of the opponent. And also, with this being said, Makoa also falls. Kliku is alive, at least he was for a moment, but everybody dies as Force finds himself a couple of multi-kills in the mix of all of that. And with overtime being applied, I don't know if anyone from the blue team can get here. A potential missed opportunity and a misclick from Butterball. Then Dread Server to come out to try to save this at a 3-2 score. Is it worth it? Will they find the kills? I don't think they are. Tate is falling low, but is staying alive. Able to find himself some damage and a kill. The Grumpy Bomb able to find another. Will they be able to take Kliku out? They do. Will anyone get here? No. Clark College, the comeback is real. They tie it up at 3-3, and we go down to just one last capture point. Again, at the simple misplay of Butterball, who just slithered at the very wrong time in the very opposite wrong direction, puts himself in a dangerous spot, and that healer being taken off has absolutely pulled things back through. 3-3 reads the scoreboard, and everything is evened out. Net worth even almost across the board, still slightly favoring the blue team, but at this point doesn't really matter. Everything that is needed to be online is. Damage dealt still favoring the combo of Drogos and Shaolin, but will they get enough in there to finish this game off? It comes down to one last neutral capture point, and at the ultimates being charged where they are, the advantage goes the way of the red team. They're going to have all 5. The Law. They'll have Hexafire. They'll have Illusionary Rift. They'll have Hyper Beam. And you hear it now. King Bomb to start things off will find a secure kill onto Adam Craig. So a very early channel, a very risky move pays off. Heat Haze is being used to try to even things up for Endolmage, but the healing is already set up for the illusions of Ying, and Force continues to push his pressure as Lex. He does have, he had used the Law previously. There is still a Hexafire, a Hyper Beam, and Illusionary Rift, and at 60+%, Clark College may just, in fact, make this the dream. The Hyper Beam to come out. It will find one. Will it find two? No, they will use the Dragon's Punch to get back on the map. Will it convert? The Hexafire will say no thank you. And in the face of all of that, at 96%, everybody from the blue team falls. And Clark College, if they can find this Shaolin, they do. The overtime will tick away, and Clark College will roll away at a 4-3 victory and a 2-0 map set. The comeback is real, down 3-0. Clark College has the presence to get in, and Force with that triple kill at the very end will secure it for his team, and that'll do it. Clark College moves on and advances. But Anarchy, the April Anarchy coming through right off the bat with his first quarterfinal matchup. Clark moves on, Sheridan falls away, and their hopes of making it to that championship round have now diminished with that set completing. Looking at the scoreboard again, very even across the board as those first 2 matches were very, very close. An incredible game, and this is what we anticipate from this April Anarchy. All of these teams showing up when they need to, but still a long path to go. They have to make it to the finals. They will have to face the victor of Rowan and Bloomsburg. Will Clark College on the top side of the bracket. Still awaiting matches are Davenport, Texas, Concordia, and Stony Brook University. We will be getting to those later on today, but in the moment, let's jump to a break, give us a second to breathe, and come back with hopefully another hot second match as we continue on here at the ABGL Paladins Collegiate League. Don't go anywhere. You might miss something that will change the history of Paladins forever.
You took one look, but you played me like a game. I can see. You took one look and now you stare at me the same. You took one look, but you played me like a game. Still 18, it seems to be. And I'll tell you who's overrated. What's a beautiful person with some hideous dreams? Well, the lining isn't silver. We're verging on the side of the road that'll take us home. The edge of us is getting weighed. Read about your life in your local papers. Realize the end of us is getting near. You're just a droplet of paint trickled off your canvas. Delirious illusions flowing backwards through the river of color while we analyze to try to see it clearer. Secretly appealing to a lonely prisoner. Now what's your vision? Initiate your shading, blend the universe together in time. It only gets a little easier. Suddenly piece yourself back together now. What's your vision? After all, you're the one who taught me love was not for everybody. However, I'm starting to see this world in the right light, yet it still gets dark
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are jumping into our second matchup in the bottom half of our quarterfinals bracket. It'll be Bloomsburg versus Rowan University. This will be a really interesting one, as Rowan is by far one of the big favorites coming in, but of course Bloomsburg has done a really good job of really establishing themselves throughout the group stage, or the conference play, I guess would be the better term for it. And they will have first overall pick. They will lock in a Bomb King. And Rowan very happy to take away Lex and then also Makoa on top of that. And awesome stuff thus far, as this has kind of been the case so far with Bomb King and Lex kind of coming to life, and Makoa still finding a way to sit up top, even with the nerf to his CC immunity and his ultimate. Not really the big factor, I would say, for most players when they play up against or with the Makoa. And as the drafts continue to happen, Ying and Barrack taken for Bloomsburg, Maldamba and Shaolin taken for Rowan. Interesting to choose to take the Maldamba as early as they did, even as they saw the Ying already taken. Very rarely do we see Ying and Maldamba taken together, so let's see what the strategy is for Rowan. It will be Barrack, Cassie, and Ruckus to finish off the roster for Bloomsburg, but for Rowan, they will take Shaolin and then get some extra damage with the Victor. And somebody may be wondering, well, where's the Drogos? Well, the answer to that, my friends, is the fact that we are going to be playing on Frozen Guard. Not exactly the best map in the world for Drogos. Not the worst, not the best, though. And we will have to see how this progresses, as Bloomsburg is matching up against the formidable Rowan team. We'll see how map number 1 goes here in just a moment. And so we go into game. Frozen Guard is the locale, and we will be starting things off with the blue team wearing the blue shorts. This will be the side for Bloomsburg University. It'll be Dragon Chaos 72 for the Barrack. Solachamorph will be playing Ruckus. Insane Earth will be playing Bomb King. Tyler Dwarf on Ying. And Blocked will be playing the Cassie. And for the profs from Rowan University, Ethereal on Makoa. Shady Shades will be playing Shaolin. Z1 Unknown will be playing Lex. Mr. Hayes on the Maldamba, and Fire on Victor. And a lot of notable names from that Rowan squad, as there's a couple of Fire from Spooky Sports in particular, and Ethereal, great player. Shady Shades, Z1 Unknown, both pro players in the past. Z1 Unknown looking to use this as his ticket to Atlanta. This is his squad, Panda Global. Not able to make it all the way to the gauntlet, but regardless, here we are, jumping into game. And straight onto point is Rowan University, and getting some pluck damage as well. First blood for Mr. Hayes as Barrack is taken out, and as well, Solachamore falls very quickly, and now Ethereal looking for more as he's able to get that pull as well. Shady Shades able to convert a double kill, and a very quick team wipe, well executed by Rowan University, thanks to the damage coming out from the pluck. And of course, just the follow-up conversion on those successful dredge anchors. And now it comes down to Victor to get those demounts going before the blue team can get back into this presence of the payload point. This is why Frozen Guard is so dangerous, especially with a character like Victor over one like a Drogos, as he gets those dismounts, and it will allow that distance to not be covered by the re-engaging team. And very quickly, it goes up 1-0 in favor of Rowan University. The props, the maroon and gold of Rowan, coming through strong thus far. And again, you can see all the presence being pulled on the map right now. Even though there's a lot of direct damage, it doesn't seem to make too much of a difference of what type of damage it is. It's just a simple fact that the damage is being done, and it's being done very, very largely and very quickly. Barrage already coming out in 2 minutes, looking for damage onto the Ruckus. It will be there to help convert. Shady Shades able to use that planet and quick switch over to the Cassie to convert that kill, and Barrack, one of the last ones left alive, to trying to hold on, and he's got a whole team of owls right out front of his front door looking to get these kills, and that's in fact the case, as the profs from Rowan University are right up in here. The payload is walking on up. Barrack, last player left to contest. He's lit though, and he will drop. So at 2 minutes and 35 seconds, it goes 2-0 on the scoreboard, and Rowan University wasting no time to establish themselves here. As you would imagine, net worth favoring the red team, damage dealt as well. damage shielded, simply because there has not been much coming out from Bloomsburg as of yet. It does favor the blue side, and healing just barely edging out the Ying is Maldamba for Rowan. So things moving nicely so far for the red team. Shady Shades on a 10 streak. Fire also on a 10 streak. 100% ultimate charge for the Shaolin and the Lex. That can be devastating. We're not going to get the same kind of pull as we would from a Barrage and Dredge Anchor combo, but does it really matter? We'll take a look to see what the blue team can do. They are still struggling to get on board with their ultimate charges. Bomb King's only at 35%, most notably. And as another Dredge Anchor is connected, Shady Shades will convert the kill on Solachimorph. So again, the double front line immediately reduced to just the one as Heat Haze comes out looking for damage as Shady Shades. He finds one, looks for the Barrack, as will chase him down. He's trying to play around, but there are so many people chasing him in this cat and mouse game. And again, another full team wipe coming out for Rowan as they look to go up 3-0. 87% and ticking up. No one from the blue team can even come back or have a chance at coming back, as again, the dismounts coming out from the full team of Rowan continue. And this stomp is online as Cassie drops. Earp is finally able to get a kill. That happens on Defire. That's one of the first kills of the game for them, as they only have secured 2 thus far total from the side of Bloomsburg, and Rowan University taking this matchup not lightly whatsoever as they continue to push and prod away at these Dredge Anchors, continue to find successful targets. Ethereal doing such a great job of landing those hooks, and the payload, again, Maldamba sitting on top of it, just hitting the Mending Spirits and the Gourds as they present themselves. Barrage will come out right on top of, again, a Ruckus, who had his emitter up, so was able to negate a lot of that damage, but still falling very low. Fire will find that last kill. And Cassie as well, with the Scout being activated, will have to retreat back into his base. This very well could be a sub 6-minute game, maybe possibly sub a 5.5-minute game. It would be a record, I believe, in Paladins if that were to be the case, as no one is really able to contest, and that is the case at 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Rowan University takes one of the quickest games in competitive Paladins history, and they get themselves up 1-0 on what must clearly would have been their map choices. They looked great through and through. Not much to say as far as the eliminations totals go, as it's just the 1 and the 2 kills for Bomb King and Cassie respectively. That game was all Rowan, and you can see those scores mimic that on the scoreboard themselves. And we'll just skip on over and see if we can jump into map number 2 really quickly, as I'm sure the players are ready to get this underway. So we will have map number 2 between Bloomsburg University of Pennsylvania versus Rowan University, coming out of the Camden County of New Jersey. Be back with you in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Rowan University currently up in this current set, 1-0. We will jump straight over to the draft of those. Bloomsburg will have the first selection and first choice. We'll see how they decide to change this one up, as they really couldn't get the wheels turning with the Bomb King pick from this last time. They will opt to go with a Torvald to start things off here, though, so establishing their front line. Rowan more than happy to take Bomb King off their hands, as well as that Makoa, which was so successful for them in the last game. Ethereal finding a lot of dredge anchors to connect. And on top of that, the simple fact that that pluck damage is just so massive, 80%. Bloomsburg opted to go with their second frontliner very early on, wanting that Barrack, not wanting to get that away whatsoever, as they also follow up with a Drogos, so Drogos will be back in this game here. Rowan looking to establish themselves will pick up Lex once again, and they will opt to take the Ying as well. Bloomsburg not going with a Shaolin, opts to go with a Victor, maybe deciding they don't need that possible record pickup from two characters. They want something with more sustained damage, so they decide to go with a Victor and a Grok as well, which Grok typically has a very difficult time healing by himself. Very, very difficult time. That will be one of our keys to look on throughout the rest of this match, as Tyra will be picked up last, and certainly not least in this matchup against two tanks. And on the map, which we'll be going to, which is Jaguar Falls, she does have a lot of with the Fury, and we'll have to see how exactly Bloomsburg decides to tackle this very formidable Rowan team. And so here we are. Jaguar Falls is the locale. Will it be Bloomsburg pulling out a comeback to get back into the series, or will Rowan secure themselves possibly another quick game, or at least a map win to put them up? We'll just have to take a look, as again, the teams are on the same side as they were before. Bloomsburg rocking the blue with Dragon KO on the Torvald. Solachamorph will be playing Barrack. Blocked on Victor. Tyler Dwarf on Grok. And Insane Earth will be playing Drogos. For the side of Rowan University, Mr. Hayes will be playing Ying. Fire will be playing Lex. Ethereal once again on Makoa. Shady Shades on Tyra. And Z1 Unknown, who's kind of the jack of all trades, will be playing Bomb King.
5, 4,
Taking a look at what possible legendaries will come out for both teams. It will in fact be a first blood picked for Shady Shades, interestingly enough, not going for Mercy Kill, even in the face of some rather high health pool targets. A very early pull from Ethereal will again find Solachamorph in a very tough spot. He was the victim of first blood last game. He will rocket boots away and not face a similar fate in this one. This time Insane Earth will face that fate. And double kill coming out for Z1 Unknown as he gets more damage into that torch room, and as another full team cleanup will stall out at 21% capture for Bloomsburg, and now getting to above 40% very quickly for Rowan as they look to get aggressive and zone out. Fusillade being picked up for Insane Earth on Drogos most notably. And against the solo frontliner, I approve. Although Combustible will be a very valuable option. Sloshmark will take a Mark of Electronics, and Z1 Unknown continues to make his way around. He's got Accelerant, which is causing him to get all of that air time and get up in the air and do all of that damage from above. Fire with a double kill on the Lex, looks for a third, but no, it will be Z1 Unknown grabbing a double kill of his own. And with the payload continuing to push, as we are 1-0 on the scoreboard, kills continue to come out left and right. Without a doubt for Rowan. Fire right in the face of their opponent, looking for the kills. Barrack will be pulled into danger. He will be dropped thanks to that nice little grenade from Shady Shades. Finding himself a killing spree and a delayed double kill as well. And now Torvald in a very bad spot, trapped in that room, will be absolutely blown apart. And Rowan University is handling this Bloomsburg team just simply due to how often they're staggering one another. And even though they should be outnumbered, only having 4 people on the front line, the fact that Bloomsburg keeps going in 1 by 1 or 2 by 1, they kind of end up just getting themselves in odd man situations, and stagger kills continue to happen. Torvald is going to try to contest this as long as possible. He's got his gauntlet activated and trying to do the damage, but again, not enough of a health pool with none of his team there. 2-0 goes the score at a slightly slower pace at 2 minutes and 52 seconds. And they go up 2-0. Scoreboard, as you would anticipate, net worth favoring the side of Rowan. Damage dealt, same. Damage shielded, going the way of Bloomsburg, and healing-wise, a mere 1,700 healing thus far for Grok. That is the struggle of Grok so far. And yes, he did do damage. Yes, he can still put out some numbers when he gets going, but the healing category is a very big negative when you look at Grok as a support by himself, at least. Grok did go Maelstrom, so looking for that damage in his loadout as well. It's mostly based around his totem and healing range, so he went for more of a heal side build, but I don't know if it'll help them here as, ooh, C1 Unknown will actually fall, but still the stun will come into play from that King Bomb. The crossfire coming out from Shady Shades, but he's in the face of a Torvald. Fortunately, the Runic Blast was down. He can't get stunned out of that, so a double kill, or pardon me, silenced out of that, as Shady Shades finds himself a triple kill. Even on the very low HP that he had, he's looking for more. Will he find the kill on the Drogos? No, C1 Unknown will clean that up for him. But at a 17th Street, Shady Shades is absolutely on a killing spree. Rampage, Immortal, you can call it what you like. He's dominating this game right now. And at above 87%, it will be another point going the way of Rowan, as no one from the blue team can really get here in time, as Barrick just barely able to miss out on that opportunity. Torvald as well falling on the back end. With a Dragon Punch coming out, it will absolutely be shut down immediately by Shady Shades, who continues to be an absolute devastator on the field. And my goodness, what an incredible play so far from both Z1 Unknown and Shady Shades, who are absolutely carrying the damage. Not to take away from anybody else, because these hooks from Athero have been absolutely clutch. The heals as well, even though it is just a Q button so far for Ying, she's been able to put them down in the exact right spots and keep them alive for a very long time. Lex ultimate comes out, but it will be mitigated by the Gnome Shield. And the Makoa just sitting in the flames and the fire will eventually be taken down, and Barrick also falls. A double kill again for Shady Shades. He continues to put on the rampage and continues to get this Baroness Tyra on board. He's on a 26 streak, Fire on a 24. Can anyone stop this? Shady Shades again with the crossfire. He's able to get a delayed triple. Can he find another kill onto the Barrack? He's the last one left to contest. Shady Shades finding the damage, and it will be another 4-0. Rowan University sweeps their way through. 4-0 on both maps. 2-0 goes the series. And that's Rowan moving on into the semifinals, one step closer to potentially getting into that finals matchup, which would be, of course, at that final land. They will have to go up against Clark College, though. And in the meanwhile, as we take a look through the score screen, and again, not much really to talk about in general, as the eliminations were just so very little on the side of Bloomsburg, as Rowan completely handled that matchup without any problems. But as we get back to the brackets, one thing to note, Davenport University has been moved on due to the University of Texas disqualified and forfeiting their match, I believe due to just roster issues. So they will not be participating in Davenport. We'll be moving on to the semifinals, which means that we are still just awaiting the results from Concordia University and Stony Brook, a match that I believe we'll be bringing out to you guys next. And then we will finish up the Rowan University Clark College matchup. I think in the future we'll take a look and see what our schedule has set for us. So give us a minute to collaborate and get our schedule set. We'll be back with our next matchup here in just a bit.
shake. Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind, can't shake the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. I want it all, just for the night. I live it out like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't chain me down, I feel so alive. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turned me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. 'Cause the time keeps turning, feels just like it speeds up. It's what I waited for. Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind, can't shake the light. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. Just wanna feel the stars surround.
And welcome back, everybody. We will be jumping down to our first semifinal matchup between Rowan University and Clark College, both teams that we just previously saw. Clark College having a little bit of an issue with Sheridan. Not the case whatsoever for Rowan University, who is one of the big favorites coming in. They are the 2 seed. They were able to go flawless in their bracket, in their conference rather, as they entered into this bracket. And they will have first pick as they jump into map number 1, opting to take over the Makoa. Interestingly enough, as we typically see these frontliners being preferred, along with damage dealers, and that's the case as well as Clark is able to pick up the Bomb King and the Barrack right off the bat to respond. Lex, Shaolin, both being picked up for Rowan, so no healer or support being picked up as of yet, but that may change as yes, it is Ying. It will be locked in and matched up with a Cassie to get the majority of Clark's roster online. Rowan with their last 2 picks will be taking Veldamba and opted to go with a Victor. So looking to possibly put some neutralization into what could possibly be a forced final pick into a Drogos, but not the case. We're going to see an Adroxus. So single front line from both teams. A lot of damage, which will likely lead to a lot of kill potential. And we'll have to see who can come out on top of the damage charts as we go through. It's a lot of flank presence for both the Andro and the Lex, but on top of that, Victor and Shaolin matching up against a Bomb King and a Cassie. Should be interesting to see. So let's get into game. This is another best of 3 series here as Rowan University looks to square off against Sheridan. Pardon me, Clark. Into game we go. Fish Market will be the location for this battle, as we will have Rowan University up against Clark College. I do apologize. I was looking at the previous matchup, and as we look into who is playing what for who, it will be Fire playing Victory, Mr. Hayes on the Veldamba, Ethereal playing Makoa, Shady Shades on Shaolin, and Z1 Unknown will be playing the Lex, making up the props for Rowan University. For the flip side, Force on Cassie, Sneaky Noodle playing the Androxus, interestingly enough. Tate on Ying, the Spuds on Barrack, and Monkey Mo will be playing Bomb King to make up the Penguins from Clark College. A little bit of a bird battle here on Fish Market.
3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
And we'll take a look at, as we get into game, what those legendary choices will be. Will be Spirits Chosen for Veldamba. Death Hastens, of course, for Lex. Accelerant for the Bomb King. And Focusing Lens for Ying. Exaction for Cassie, and around the world we go as both teams look for flanks, and continuing that charge is Clark College on the outside, but the Veldamba opted to get straight to point. Will get 18% very quickly and then back up and look for a favorable position, maybe possibly a hook. And Drox is looking to get into the back line. Force Blood will go the way of Forest, but Ethereal is able to take out Monkey Mo, so a big damage dealer is taken out for each team thus far as they continue to kind of tussle against one another right on top of the point. The point now being controlled by Clark College, though. Sitting at 69 now, up 72%. Makoa will jump right back in, knowing that he's got his team with him. We'll get a nice little stun on the Tate with that Dredge Anchor, and with Shady Shades with the Planet able to find the Spuds. Advantage now swings the way of Rowan, as Ethereal just kind of steps right out of the way of that Grumpy Bomb. Monkey Mo is able to find a kill into Fire. Lex will finally hit the last connecting shot onto the Bomb King, and so now at 81% stalling out for Clark College. The zone is coming out for Rowan as they push themselves up to above now 80%. Force also dropping as well. This is going very nicely for the blue team. Barrack will sneak his way onto point, but he's by himself, so will be dropped. Clark College in a position here to retake, has really let it go with those 2 kills. And at 99% in a 5 versus 5 situation, Rowan University playing a lot more cohesively and getting the damage and the kills they need as Z1 finds himself a double kill. And they will move up now 1-0 on the scoreboard and take control of the map. So this payload will be moving rather free. Killing spree coming out for Fire playing this Victor. Getting a lot of work done with that assault rifle carbine. And with a minute, now 53 seconds. The payload has yet to even pause on this trip so far. Again, this is just attributed to the fact that Clark College has just essentially chosen not to group up whatsoever and get themselves in a position to really face up against this Rowan squad head-to-head. Illusionary Rift does come out, so maybe an opportunity here for Clark College to push their advantage, but no, the barrage to counter away. Looks like Fire may in fact fall, but no, he's able to just barely get out of there. Oh, as I say that, of course, Cassie comes around the corner and finishes him off. Shady Shades also drops as he would have just fallen off the map. And so finally, after all of that push for free, it is Clark College reestablishing themselves on point. Pardon me, as on the defense, not on point. A lot of feeling each other out in the middle portion of the map, looking for a pick. The Law does come out, but finds nobody. So missed opportunity for Lex as they try to push back this Clark team, and with the call coming out for a full retreat, the red team will opt to sit on their hilltop. King Hayes is online though, looking for a final kill. Barrett pulled into danger. He will fall as Spuds drops down. A cursed arm in the air, looking for a kill. We'll find Z1 Unknown, and then another step to get away from that cannon of Ethereal. Makoa looking for a bull. Will actually find Tate with the help of Victor, and a 3-on-3 as teams are both low in health. Dreadserver coming out to secure a kill against Sneaky Noodle. Very well done there as a fourth player comes in. The withdraw and the planet from Shady Shades to kill Monkey Mo. Will they finalize this push? I don't know if anyone can get there in time, and with 15 seconds called out just behind me, Rowan has successfully pushed, and they go up 2-0. Rather surprisingly, to be completely honest, in the face of a 3v3, they just happened to get the kills they needed. They used the Dread Serpent in a 1v1 situation to secure a kill on a big player in Androxus. And that little bit of stagger was all they needed to get their team on board and get them at a full 5 and continue to be matched up against odd man situations. That seems to be a lot of the way how this game goes nowadays is, can you stagger your opponent? Can you find odd man situations? And the answer for Rowan thus far in both neutral capture point as well as payload pushes has been definitively yes. Net worth chart favors the blue team, as you would anticipate after being up 2-0. Damage dealt as well, very much so favoring the direct damage dealers of Lex and Victor. Damage shielded though, the Fortify card being picked up from Barrick will allow him to soak up an extra 4,000 HP every time that barricade is active. And once again, around the map we go, as both teams opt to go with opposite sides this time as far as their flanks, and they end up switching sides of the map, which will mean that this blue team, who is currently at an advantage, will have to be getting themselves back onto point. Otherwise, they'll be facing Monkey Mo and Force coming in from what would be perspectively right now behind them. They have to be pretty careful about that. You can see they are switching themselves back over towards their side of the map, a little bit of a safe haven for them. The point is already up to 57%, but King Bomb coming in looking for damage will go the distance. And it will find one, but Fire able to trade away Monkey Mo before he can get the kill onto Lex. And with the Ancient Rage also being triggered from Ethereal, they're able to hold on to point this entire time, 60%, now above 70% in favor of Rowan. Is Cassie trying to stay alive, but an unstoppable streak once again for Fire on this Victor, and Lex able to get that kill against Cassie will secure. It now goes up 3-0 in the score in favor of Rowan University. And once again, we see this happen so often. Once a team gets pressure onto the opponent, especially when it comes to them playing offensively, they will zone off aggressive just to make sure this payload does move for free, which it is currently doing. Already made its way past the river walk and right in front of some of these market apartment buildings. As you see, Monkey Mo is trying to throw things through the support beams of this water-based house area. Barrick also setting up at the corner, a nice position for him, but can he hold it? That's the question on the outside. Lex able to find the kill against Force. Makoa looking for a bull, will find one against Sneaky Doodle. The Law also finds a kill against Tate. So 3 kills off the bat in Rowan University on the offensive with all 5 players here. Can they continue to chase down kills? They find Monkey Mo. They're looking for Spuds. There's 3 people surrounding him, and that's not the kind of group party that I think the Barrack was looking for. And I don't know if anyone will get here in time. No, those stagger kills, thanks to the presence of Lex to get a double kill, ends up giving that game to Rowan. Able to successfully push and convert. They go up 4-0 and now up 1-0 in the set against Clark College. What an incredible game for Rowan, playing absolutely lights out even here against a tougher opponent than what they faced up against in the quarterfinals. Clark College just not having the legs to stand on near the end there on the defensive side of things. They had a couple of opportunities, though, with the neutral capture point. They weren't able to completely secure themselves a point, though, and looking at the eliminations, you can just give that one over to Fire and Unknown. 24-21 eliminations. No solo kills for Victor, but a part of most of all of the kills. Only missed out on 6 of them total. And damage stats again, so numerous. Above 46,000 in a very short game for Rowan. So big numbers from both Lex and Victor. But we will be setting up game number 2 here in just a moment. Give us a second to get everything set up. And we'll be back with Rowan University looking to make their way to the finals and be our first team to clinch. Or will Clark College possibly come back in this best of 3 and try to find a way back in? Take a look to see what happens as we come back in just a moment.
Face in the crowd, but you don't seem so far away. The only thing between us is empty space, empty space. Even when the music is loud, I'd rather rather be no other place than here with you now. Here with you now. Here with you now.
Welcome back, everybody, to our semifinal matchup in the lower part of the bracket. Again, Rowan University finding nothing but success thus far in this playoff, as they were able to 2-0 in the last round. And this matchup so far has provided them with 1-4-0. They are up 1 map to nothing, and looks like Clark College will have the first pick. And don't let the score at the top of the screen fool you, as Makoa will be the first probable pick, as he tends to be more often than not at the moment. We're still pretty considering it. We've seen a lot of controversy and a lot of initiation of Bomb King into the meta. So we'll have to see if they decide to go with Makoa, maybe possibly go with the damage dealer. No, they will set themselves up with their front line, and right off the bat, Rowan taking 2 of the strongest characters right now in Lex and Bomb King for damage dealers. What does Clark do here? The map, by the way, is Frog Isle, so if Clark was going to set themselves up by possibly going with a turtle build, they would do it here. Take the best frontliners away. They have opted to clearly not do that, as Shaolin and Victor is picked up in the face of that Lex and Bomb King. It allows Rowan to decide how they want to play this one out, as far as do they go support, do they go frontline. They opt to go with a Grok and a Barrack. Interesting. One would think that Rowan would pick a more dedicated healer, and there still would be a Ying possibility, as Maldamba is highlighted over and locked in for Clark along with the Ruckus, so double frontline set up. And I really like this draft from Clark, simply because they know really at this point that if Rowan goes double tank, they're going to have very little healing support. And if they go with double front or double heals, or probably double front line, flip that around. Double heals, they would have a very weak front line. So no need to grab anything big as far as a Drogos or anything, but to get that burst damage done. And that is in fact the case, as it was Ying picked up for the double support, and we have to imagine that in this instance, it's going to be Rowan using that Grok for a secondary, or really tertiary, source of damage as they move through on Frog Isle. So we'll have to take a look and see how exactly this matchup pans out. Again, Clark College is currently facing possible elimination. Unless they can bring it back against Rowan, we'll have to find out here as it comes up now. And so here we are on Frog Isle. Once again, it seems to be one of the preferenced maps for a lot of teams, or at least the Temple Isle theme set. And looking at the teams, there will be an early pause, and there it is from Z1 Unknown. So we'll just take a time and go over these rosters. For Clark College, they'll be wearing the blue uniforms this time through, with Force on Shaolin. Sneaky Noodle will be playing Victor. Tate on Maldamba. The Spuds playing Makoa, and Monkey Mo will be playing the Ruckus. And for the side of Rowan University, we will have Fire playing Grok, Mr. Hayes on Ying, Ethereal playing Barrack. Be interesting to see him play something besides the Makoa that he usually is on. Shady Shades on Lex, and Z1 Unknown, once again, playing the Bomb King. Jack of all trades, master of most. Very good player. Really, all these players have quite a backstory to them, and have a lot of experience and are veterans in the competitive scene of Paladins, finding some exposure and a chance at a nice little prize pool here from the collegiate side of things. We'll have to see as far as what might be happening for the pause. We do have a couple of at least current choices thus far as the legendaries are coming out. Ripen Gourd currently picked up from Aldamba. The half shield, interestingly enough, Spuds has used that previously. Maybe possibly will utilize it again on Makoa. Lifelike at the moment is currently selected for Ying. We've seen a lot of people starting to take the Resonance build and utilizing those illusions for their full value of healing, but just to one single target, and then just opting to spread those illusions out so that way they prioritize two different targets. And then if they do explode, the Resonance obviously does extra damage as we get unpaused. It looks like it will be a Fortify thus far for Barrick. And on top of that, Death Hastens, as you would anticipate for Lex, and Accelerant once again for Bomb King. As we take a look at the itemization as well in screen, as we figure a lot of offensive itemization picked up early, as that seems to be the trend. A couple of Chronoses, though, picked up for both the Meldamba and the Makoa. And also one being taken for Rowan on the behalf of the Barrack, trying to get that barricade up as much as possible. And cauterized across the board, evened up with how many instances of Wrecker we see in an early Poppy Bomb to try to get the Grumpy Bomb down to the point for the red team of Rowan University. And so far that is the case, as they will actually force away the Spuds, who falls very low on the back end of what was a stun from that Grumpy Bomb. Z1 Unknown getting first blood. The Meldamba is trying to keep everybody alive, but everyone is so low. Force needs a heal. So does Sneaky Doodle. So does Monkey Mo. He is literally the only person on his team with full HP right now, and does not have enough buttons to click to keep everyone alive. And this poke that's coming out from Z1 Unknown has been absolutely massive, as the Spuds falls once again, trying to get onto point. And just after that, the other frontliner and Monkey Mo also falling. So a very quick team wipe. And Rowan University goes up now 1-0, looking for more, but Shady Shades neutralized before he could get his full effect implanted into this game. And with 2 minutes and 10 seconds, this payload has yet to be stalled whatsoever. And as it continues to move forward, the kills and all that is seeming to come up pretty nicely. Z1 Unknown is doing a really good job of getting this poke into this this front line. The Grumpy Bombs from over the top. Barrage coming down though early on. Will it find a kill? No, it will not. Illusions are set up in a very nice spot just in the back end of that tree. The King Bomb from the back end. Who will it find? Will it find anybody? It will. It finds 3. Will these all die? They will. A big kill from Fire, getting a double with that Maelstrom Grok, as Z1 Unknown is able to get himself a big King Bomb, finding 3. The Spuds off by himself once again, dropped very early, and at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, Rowan University absolutely steamrolling here in the semifinals, looking and not really messing around whatsoever. They want to get that final spot. They want to establish themselves at potentially being the best collegiate team in Paladins. They've shown it thus far in all of their conference and divisional play, and here in the playoffs as well. This bracket has been no match thus far for Rowan. Net worth up hard right now. Goodness gracious. Net worth absolutely towering above them. Barrick at 1,300 is a full 600 credits above the next highest, or the highest, pardon me, on Clark, who's only at 727. Damage dealt is favoring the victor. Bomb King, Lex, and Grok are all coming in as 2, 3, and 4 in the damage charts, and the shielding going the way of Barrick. Healing as well, neck and neck, even between both teams right now at the moment, even though the scoreline says differently. That just goes to show that Tate has done a good job thus far. And speaking of Tate doing a good job, he able to find a big Dread Serpent. But where's the damage? There's nobody there. Shaolin and Victor could not get up there with the Meldamba and the Makoa. Meldamba by himself now in the back line, and you can see the profs from Rowan University, the maroon and gold, all over this field as they clean up everybody, and they get themselves another team wipe on the neutral capture point. They've done that so well. Kind of see at the moment, Z1 Unknown setting up a couple of traps just to get some damage by chance. It doesn't convert anybody, but it was a nifty idea nonetheless. And Rowan University able to capitalize on that neutral point, go up 3-0 on the scoreboard, and looking for more kills. And again, this area of poke really comes down to who can get the best picks, and that right there might just be what Clark needs to get back in, as Z1 Unknown was plucked way out from downtown and gets converted on by the combination of just about everybody from Clark University. And now you can see what's happening. The blue team is getting aggressive, knowing they have the numbers and a big damage dealer down, and mimic that as they also have, uh-oh, that is not the ultimate thing you're looking for, Monkey Mo. That was a very ambitious Hexafire. As I was about to say, they took out Ethereal as well, so that frontliner also being down could result in some aggressive positioning, but with that Hexafire down, there's really nothing to retreat to, and he was stationary for so long. I thought for sure that they were going to be able to push a little bit of an advantage here, but now they have to kind of sit and stabilize and just let Rowan get back to the payload and try to, again, win another team fight. Not what you want. A brilliant Grumpy Bomb being thrown in once again by Z1 Unknown. It finds the Ruckus, who drops very quickly after. Not able to get back towards that half shield that was put just a little bit too late, as the Spuds is able to get it up. Illusionary Rift coming out to try to keep the red team alive. But Z1 Unknown falls. Could not take all that healing in ahead of time, but the payload continuing to move as we get to about 55 seconds on the clock until overtime. The Spuds continuing to look for a pull. He throws up the half shield, which will allow him to hook while that happens. Another big Dreadsimmer comes out. Can they find the kills? They do. And of course, right on top of that, Z1 Unknown with another huge King Bomb, but for some reason, Aldama was not stunned by that. He may have just been coming out of his slither. It looked like he was out of it on my screen, but maybe not, as the Spuds is falling very low. So is Tate. Spuds is the first of those two to fall, but Ethereal also drops, so no frontliner here for the red team of Rowan. They are forced to stay back until they can get a full team there. And you see the Twitch Bomb coming out to grumpy everyone away. No stuns land there, though. And with 10 seconds left, my co-caster in the background will count down for me as the payload continues to look to be pushed. The red team comes around the rock on the outside. Dome Shield put in a very brilliant spot, but Barrage as well with the Dread Serpent on top of it. Brilliant play, but Shady Shades is able to find a big kill in Makoa from the Law, and the Law rests for nobody as Ethereal finds another one. It's just up to Ruckus. Tempest comes out for the first time this game, just to keep everybody a little bit alive. And Rowan University take this one 4-0 in 2 straight games. They are the first contenders in the AVGL Collegiate Paladins Finals. They will be meeting up with whoever comes out of the top side of the bracket, but they have secured themselves a spot in Atlanta in the finals with absolutely phenomenal presence thus far. Looking very strong, and coming into this, a lot of people were looking at the combination of Davenport, Rowan, and Clark as potentially being one of those two of those three being in the finals. And right there, Rowan University showing that they are, in fact, superior to Clark College, absolutely wiping them out and wiping the floor with them. And at the scoreboard, you can see, again, damage dealt, absolutely massive numbers coming out as, again, you can see a lot of this control coming from this combination of Lex with Grok as well as Bomb King. All of them getting to about 40,000, but that's not even on top. Sneaky Doodle was able to find 63, almost 64,000 damage as Victor. A good game for him, as he traditionally has been playing a lot of support, but not the case here, as the sole front line last game pushed him onto damage dealer, and he continued that here in this one against this more formidable opponent, Rowan. So they will move down into the third place matchup to face, again, somebody from the upper half of the bracket, which we will be transitioning to now. So give us a moment to get everything set up. We will be bringing you guys Concordia University versus Stony Brook University in the 4 versus 5 matchup in just a bit.
I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. Snowblind. Just for tonight, let your thoughts be free. Just for tonight, would you come with me? Just for tonight, let the lights get just for tonight. Just for tonight, come with me blindly. You know when you keep running, but your legs are standing still. It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free. Just for tonight, let your thoughts be free. Just for tonight, would you come with me? Just for tonight, let the lights get just for tonight. Chase the wind and touch the sky. A star's light shines on long after it dies. Oh, in the night, I live every day as if it's your last. All memories been bright like beacons of the past. Oh, in the night, now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Ooh. Against the sun, now we race. Against the sun, race. Against the sun, now we race. Against the sun, now we race. Against the sun, now we race. Against the sun, ooh.
All right, everybody, welcome back. And a little bit of a, I won't say debacle, but a little bit of misunderstanding on our end as Concordia and Stony Brook will be playing. But one thing to note is that Concordia currently will have a 1-0 lead due to Stony Brook not showing up to match on time and being rather late, which is a rule set that requires them to then give up their first map. So they will already have to come back against this Concordia team, who is favored down a map, which will be really, really big, as Concordia will have first overall selection here. And they will take the Lex first pick. Interesting. We'll have to take a look to see if there's got anything up their sleeve. And Stony Brook to respond will go with an Androxus and a Cassie, so damage being picked up and prioritized very early on for both teams as, oh, we're seeing a Tyra being picked up. Second overall pick for Concordia with a Ying. It's interesting to see her being picked up in the face of not knowing what frontliner she's going to be going up against or what healers she'll be going up against, which is typically a big consideration for most people who do play Tyra. So I think we'll look to see how that goes. Ruckus and Grover will be picked up for Stony Brook to finish off the draft. Frontliners still available. It will be Fernando and Torvald taken for Concordia. And to finish things out for the side of Stony Brook, we'll to see what they decide to go. Options on the table, and the interesting thing is that there has not been Makoa picked up. And it looks like that will be picked up now. So big, interesting pickups throughout this. We'll see how these teams play out against one another as we will be jumping into the game. This is map number 2 between Stony Brook and Concordia. Your Stony Brook will be the red team and Concordia on the blue this time through. So here we go. Map number 2 in this set in the quarterfinals between Stony Brook and Concordia University. So here we are. Jaguar Falls is the location for this quarterfinals second map. Concordia University versus Stony Brook. Concordia out of Portland, Oregon. Stony Brook, New York. Cavaliers from Concordia matching up against the Seawolves of Stony Brook. And going through these rosters, Concordia will be rocking Conman the Great on Lex, Whamma Jamma on Torvald, Time Over on Fernando, I Am User on Ying, and Velamore will be playing Tyra. The side of Stony Brook will be Oidley on the Androxus. Nofui will be playing Cassie. Sloot Hole will be playing Ruckus. Zoom B6 on the Makoa. And Toyota will be playing the Grover.
5, 4,
Big pickups
3,
here as we
2,
continue to move and
1.
go into
And
game here on
so
Jaguar
begin.
Falls. Again, 1-0 is currently the tally in favor of Concordia University, and they are opting to go towards the torch side of the map while Stony Brook picks the opposite side of the map to be engaged, and a full wraparound happening, but a nice pull thus far. But Dimensional Link keeps Ying alive, able to get way out of there, and that will actually result in first blood going the way of Toyota Tail. So that's interesting to see as there's a trade at the back end. The red team is starting to get a couple of kills, but with the Fernando still alive, can Concordia keep this point in their favor? Tyra is also here and will be looking to get all the damage done, but no healing. A protective shield will come out for Tyra, who is completely unstiffed and will survive and get a kill. Now with the illusions coming out, will she stay alive? No, Oidley will punish her for peeking out a little bit too early, but still 66% and counting in favor of the blue team of Concordia. And Stony Brook coming in with a stagger. It's going to have a really tough time getting back in here against this healing and the shielding of both Torvald and Ying. And now as everyone converges onto point, it will be a kill onto that aforementioned Ying. But the ultimate coming out very early on for the Torvald, able to push one off the map, and that will help the blue team at 99% to get a couple extra kills. And with the Androxus jumping straight in, it will be a complete death thus far. And it's absolutely incredible to see this happen as Concordia goes up 1-0 thanks to that very early hyper beam. It's already at 19%. And Torvald isn't running morale boost or anything. He's just grabbing all of this damage and shielding stacks to get that to really kind of get himself a nice healthy percentage. And Drox is in the backline looking for an opportunity but will not have it. Whamma Bama with the Whamma Jamma. Whamma Jamma Bama. The Torvald coming back in looking for damage himself. Unable to get there and find really anything, but now that he's here with his Fernando, the Grover and the Ruckus are both falling low. Oidly in the backline as the Androxus is getting poked out and being chased by Lex, but Velamore will secure the kills right through that little alleyway. Very narrow shots, but able to convert it was the Tyra. Codman the Great with the Lex, able to get a double kill and looking for more, but does get pulled in, and Makoa will secure the kill. Nofui able to find himself a kill as well on the Cassie. And so this defense will stabilize, but still a very successful initial push for Concordia as that payload is near the prefaces of the base for Stony Brook. And the Seawolves looking to get themselves reestablished back into this. But the blue team of Concordia University is looking to continue to put the pressure on. A nice deep root onto Lex. He does survive thanks to a protective shield from the Torvald, but still a 4v5 situation, and continuing to find pulls is Zoom, who's doing a really good job of finding them, and Nofui is capitalizing as the Cassie with this exaction build is getting a lot of damage done. And he's actually, he's actually using Impulse. The blast shot damage increased by 300. We don't see a lot of that. When we get a minute, we'll have to take a look at what loadout they're running in between rounds. But at the moment, the Stony Brook defense is holding up very nicely. Concordia will still have a shot at this, and if they can get the right picks, there's definitely a potential for them to get in here. And potentially capitalize this push with another point on the scoreboard, but Immortal coming out very early on, and Droxus unfortunately had used his ultimate right at the same time, so that is completely canceled out. Crossfire coming out for Tyra, able to find one, the Whirlwind in response from the Grover. They're trying to keep his team alive, but nobody's retreating with the Grover, so Makoa out by himself will likely fall here as Lex is on the chase and will get the kills. And as we get into overtime, the blue team is here, it is stacked up. All 5 players are going in against a favorable odd man situation. The Hunter's Mark comes down into Androxus. Will they find the kill? Ooh, a big grenade shot coming out as Androxus is forced around the corner and out of the fight. And all 5 players still up for the blue team. The Hyper Beam, though, coming out. Oh, my goodness, nobody saw Whamma Jamma in the backline. The Ancient Rage to respond, but Grover is low. The Illusionary Rift used in response to the Ancient Rage to mitigate the cleave damage. It's working thus far. Even though Torvald already used his ultimate, that one works just as well. And as overtime continues to stay stagnant, the payload is right here. Ruckus is in the fight with Cassie. Cassie does drop. Ruckus also right here trying to use that emitter and repulsion to keep him alive. The Grover right back in the fight, but still, there are too many bodies from the blue team. And Droxus is the last hope remaining. His reversal mitigates damage, but that's all it can do. And at that point, unfortunately, the Makoa could not get back in time, and Concordia University go up 2-0. Good gracious. And let's take a look at that Cassie deck while we have a chance. Running the blast shot loadout, has gone with incitement as well as excitement. Disengage reduces cooldown of dodge roll. Onslaught. This is a typical build that you would normally see for an exaction run. Not the case here though. Ticking up blast shot. I wonder if it was maybe a misclick. There's nothing in this deck that allows her to get a reset of cooldown at all on the blast shot. Or anything else of that nature, no knockback or anything like that. So interesting choices, and something to keep an eye on as we go through. But as you saw just previously to that screen coming up, the net worth obviously favoring the blue team. Damage dealt as well, continuing to tick up in favor of the Tyra and Lex combination. And as we get back into, Hyper Beam comes out again, and this time finds Cassie off the map and down towards Serpent Beach. The Crossfire in the backline will find the Ruckus, and continuing to put down pressure is this blue team who have the numbers, and even though they were not on point, they continue to get themselves involved in the kill feed, and that is what matters, as now they're able to freely retake in the face of a 5-on-3. Stony Brook has to back out if they want to have a chance at coming back and retaking. The capture percentage is now in favor of Concordia, and with that shell spin right onto point, the Axe of Fire also coming out for Ruckus, but everybody just backs away from that alleyway. Whamma Jamma with the Torvald able to find a kill onto the Makoa, and Droxus is here, but can he find the kills? He has not done so yet. Nofui has gotten one of those kills. Torvald also dropping to the bow of the Hunter's Daughter, but it's not before Velamore can come back. Flex with a big ultimate. Velamore with the triple kill. Here come the Lawbringer and the Huntress themselves back into this game. Velamore with a brilliant triple kill, able to get so much damage done thanks to not just the left clicking of that assault rifle, but big damage from the firebomb as well. Leads to a triple kill for her. And Coleman the Great able to find another double, and Droxus up in the air with the accursed arm. Can he find anything? No, it is Conman the Great with the triple. It's just multi-kills left and right at the moment. And at the moment, it is just going to be Concordia continuing to pressure this out. They're up to 3-0 on the scoreboard and continuing to try to find a way to possibly sweep this one and send them onto the semifinals to meet up against Davenport University, who is eagerly awaiting their first total match of the game due to that University of Texas forfeit. The crossfire once again coming out. It's been up so often this game, and there's no morale boost on Barge. Just Bellamore on a 12 streak. Fernando also on a 13 streak. So many killing sprees on the board at the moment. And as we see the Ancient Rage come out, the Immortal to respond to keep everybody alive and healthy. And with 4 players still here for the blue team of Concordia, it very well could end up being a successful push. Velamore finds 2 before she drops. In the backline though is the Makoa and an Androxus. Where is the focus going to come out from Concordia? They need to find a way to take down one of these frontliners. Who will it be? Hex of Fire right in the face of the Torvald. He cannot recharge his shield up in time. The damage dealer of Androxus is taken out, but still the big frontliners are still here, and now that Grover is back, I don't see a way for Concordia to continue holding this push unless something miraculous happens. And that almost was the case as Ruckus was falling very low. Fortunately, Fernando could get out, and you can see that very wisely they have retreated and are looking to regroup up and give this one more go. Fernando trying to get himself back up. The firebomb had to be used defensively, and Velamore ended up taking down a lot of her own health as Nafui was able to take out a double kill. Again, that damage coming out so quickly from this Cassie player, who continues to find themselves on top of their team for damage, still sitting below the Lex and the Tyra, sitting at 82,000 and 100,000 damage respectively. Tyra finding a way to get it done. With 18 seconds left remaining until overtime though, there has to be something for Concordia to get them going. They're starting to make their move little by little, but Deep Roots is very drastically keeping that away. Law will come out and judge Makoa, who has been sent to essentially asylum in another dimension. Has been vaporized off the map. Crossfire once again coming out, and the Whirlwind tries to come out in response, but not able to stay up. A cursed arm drops in the backline, but nobody's there to take any damage besides Fernando, and he's fine soaking that up with the shield. Velamore finding another kill as she goes on another killing spree. Hyper Beam again from the backline. Will it find anybody? Not off the map, but right into the jaws of this Fernando and Tyra combination, as it's a 5-on-3 right on top of the payload. 2 kills falling very early as there was a shatter from Ying to get a lot of that damage done. And with that, Concordia rides their advantage all the way home. They go up 4-0 and win themselves a next bid into the semifinals, where they will meet up against Davenport, and the winner of that will move on to Atlanta. So a lot riding in the line, but Concordia getting it done in convincing fashion. Velamore with 120,000 damage as Tyra in a 12-minute game. Big numbers there. Actually, I think it was a little bit below 12 minutes. 92,000 for Lex himself as well. 4 solo kills, interestingly enough, for Tyra. 2 and 2 for Torvald and Lex. And on the flip side of things, on the bottom part of the scoreboard, 66,000 damage coming out for the 17 and 7 Cassie, running that blast shot build. Well, at least taking the blast shot legendary, not really having the card loadout to mimic. But that'll be the end for the Seawolves from Stony Brook. Cavaliers will move on to face up against Davenport University, the boys from Grand Rapids, Michigan. We'll take a look to see how that matchup pans out in our last semifinal and last broadcasted match of the day. Stick with us to see who goes on to Atlanta just after this next match. Welcome back, everybody. Our last match of the night. The last match here on AVGL until the finals. Concordia, Davenport University. Doesn't get much better than Davenport, the #1 seed, coming in, being undefeated, and I don't even know if they've lost a single round or even a point. They have looked strong through and through this entire tournament and this entire series, and continuing to try to find a way to win and capitalize a long run into what could potentially be the finals. In their way, there was Concordia with first pick, and they opt to go with Lex right off the bat. Davenport to respond, go with a Bomb King and a Buck. It is notable to say that we will be on Timber Mill, so we'll see if one of the others can bait each other into a pick of a Canessa. Taking the Buck off the table is a huge counter to Canessa on this map, and Davenport will go right into it. Canessa and Barrick picked up for Davenport. Concordia will be going with a Lex, Makoa, Torvald, and potentially now a Grover, possibly to try to out-snipe the Canessa. We'll see if that is possible, even in the slightest, as that'll be a very tough matchup for someone who should be healing. But again, we never know what can happen, as Victor's picked up to finish out the roster, and Ying as the healer for Davenport. So no Maldamba on this one here. As we get into it again, we will be on Timber Mill. This is the first of, again, what is a best-of-3 series for the last invitation to the finals, to the Atlanta Regional, to join in with Rowan University to determine who in North America boast the best Paladins collegiate team. But still, let's go ahead and get into game as Concordia University squares off against Davenport. A real treat for us here, not only in the matchup, but the fact that we have not seen Timber Mill in competitive play in I don't even know how long. Probably was probably an AVGL match the last time we saw it being played. And this time through, we will see some of North America's best square off on this Enchanted Forest map set. Concordia University be wearing the blue with Whamma Jamma playing Torvald, Conman the Great on Lex, Time Over playing Makoa, I Am User playing Grover, and Velamore continues with the Carbine wielding champions, this time using Victor. 5 Master Ridings coming out for the side of Davenport, with Wi-Fi playing Canessa, Grapple on Barrick, Alternate on Ying, Powtek on Buck, and Evil Eye will be playing the Bomb King. So looking to go all aggression right at this moment is Davenport with those huge Master Riding choices. How do they determine which way they want to go? They are going to set 2 off towards their perspective left and looking to go straight up top and secure themselves where the Grover would have been, and then realizing where she actually had gone was off towards the side on the overlook just above the point, and Wi-Fi and Powtek find themselves 2 alternate against the third, and are looking for a full cleanup is this side of Davenport, but Conman has something to say about that. He's able to take out Wi-Fi, but now he's the last one left alive, and Grapple has no problem putting the blunderbuss directly into his chest and saying, later Gator, have a good one. And at 54+% now for Davenport, Buck looks to get on top in zone. Evil Eye also looking for the dunks as he's trying to get the Grumpy Bomb up on top, but doesn't quite have the reach from not having been jumped so far. Powtek will get a kill and jump out, or at least attempt to, but Evil Eye will actually secure one out before they trade. And all that meanwhile, Ying was sitting on point very happily and got themselves up on the scoreboard 1-0. A pull from Time Over to try to get the Barrick out, but Wi-Fi with a strong double kill. Can he make it 3? Looking for the shot. He already saved Grapple's life twice and able to find the shots and secure the kills. That's a nice little 180 push from Evil Eye to get that jolt off with that accelerant legendary to get on top. And you can see how potent Evil Eye is with this Bomb King, able to get 2 quick kills and continue to move all over the map. And this has been just an absolute dream situations for players like Evil Eye, Dosavs, Romanik, all of those big Bomb King players, as the lag compensation has allowed this Bomb King to really hit true form like he normally would in the land environment. And that has been absolutely key to success for a lot of players. The Buck Wild coming out in the back line, able to find the Torvald, looking for more. Up and over goes the Buck, but unable to find the second kill, but doesn't really matter. The payload continues to move and kills continue to come out as Wi-Fi has set himself up in the apartment building. The barrage looking to keep everyone away, but it's just not enough. And Davenport takes the quick 2-0 lead. My goodness. Davenport, all actions so far. Looking at the net worth as you'd anticipate. Again, favoring the red team. Damage going the way of Buck and Bomb King. I anticipated seeing Wi-Fi up there on his Canessa, but he's not too far behind. 13,000. Damage shielded going the way of the Torvald and Makoa, and healing going the way of Ying as you would anticipate. Itemizations that are coming out again. The master riding continues to be invested in. Double for everybody. A little bit of life rip coming out for both Canessa and Ying, just to add a little bit of insult to injury with them sustaining themselves off by themselves. You can see Poutek going straight for the back line, not even hesitating. The King Bomb as well, right on top. They find two really quickly as Wi-Fi secures a kill from the other side of the map, looking for more as Wi-Fi finds a second. Evil Eye getting his share of a double kill, and just Torvald left alive. What a brilliant flank from the side of Davenport. You can see all the experience paying off here, and it's just absolutely incredible to see these characters coming out and playing champions that we don't normally see them on, and still showing how good at this game they absolutely are as we get that third point in favor of Davenport. There is nobody even close. Lex able to find a kill onto Wi-Fi, but is he going to be able to get out in time? He will combat slide away. Evil Eye again is unstoppable in the backline, continuing to put the pressure on with Ying back here. He will fall after hitting himself a delayed double. Poutek with the Buck, also able to sit here and continue pushing. But will he be able to get back onto the map? No, he will be shot right into the watermill as Torvald sends him flying, and now Ying by herself will have to find a way out, and actually finds a kill with the Shattered as alternate. How do you let that happen, Makoa? You had to realize that was coming. And alternate gets himself a free cleanup off that right click. We don't normally see the Shatter being used all that often, but finds a kill there and watches it happen as she was edgily teleporting and floating her way away. And with now the full force of Davenport coming back in, it's actually Concordia who's finding a couple of really big kills. Grapple falling Law as well, but ooh, a brilliant barricade to mitigate out the Law, which was coming through. And again, that ultimate is blocked by deployable shields, not personal shields, deployable shields. And with this force coming through, Avuli back in here, able to get damage done. Grapple finding himself a double kill. Ancient Rage used, but can he get back on the point in time? No, not the case. And Davenport takes a very quick 4-0 and get themselves on the board in this set, going up 1 map to nothing very quickly. Looking just like how Rowan looked in the bottom half of their semifinal. They absolutely blow through Concordia here. And again, the favorite coming in, the #1 seed, showing a lot of power. 13-0 for Ying, 16-0 for Grapple on Barrack. Damage numbers sky high for, a 6-minute game. 38,000 for Evil Eye, 32 for Canessa, getting some of that damage near the end and over surpassing his teammate in Poutek on the Buck, but good grief. That Bomb King play all over the map, and that's what we anticipate seeing in the future. But that'll do it for map #1. Concordia has to come back on map #2 if they want to have a shot at pushing this to a map 3. Again, this is a best-of-3 series. This is our final matchup. So we'll see if Davenport has the power to finish this one off. They're looking strong thus far, but Concordia not going to go away without a fight. We'll be back with map #2 in just a moment.
One thing playing on our minds. Time stops and we don't make a sound. You crave the love I gave, and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now. The ground shakes as our love gets loud. Champions of the night, I'm ready to love.
right, here we are. Map number 2 is about to be underway. We're in the draft process for what appears to be Jaguar Falls as our second map. And is Davenport gonna style it all? Sky currently hovered and locked. Davenport throwing the insult around. Concordia, they will maybe have a chance here to come back at this if Davenport continues to allow them to get the door open at least. Lex and Makoa picked up standard picks. Oh my goodness, are we going to see an Inara? Inara Barrett currently hovered over. Will they be locked? The Stone Warden will be coming out in competitive play with Sky and Barrick as well, also coming in as Davenport again. Looking to style a little bit on Concordia. BM, possibly. Ying coming out for the support with the Concordia. Also matched with that is the Ruckus. So a very traditional style for Concordia. This could be dangerous for Davenport. Looking at these drafts thus far, it will be a Drogos and Maldamba though. So there still are two frontliners. Drogos, solid damage dealer. Maldamba, solid healer. But will they be able to get this Sky online? This will be interesting. We'll have to see how this goes. And Tyra picked up for Concordia. I like the Tyra pick for sure, just to help get some damage down onto the Drogos. But on top of that, the Firebomb, pardon me, will do well against an Inara who has a very hard time sustaining herself. So we'll have to see. Can Davenport pull off the style and make them a 2-0 and get them into the finals? We'll have to take a look as Davenport squares off against Concordia. So here we are. Jaguar Falls is the environment for potentially the last map in this playoff series before we get to finals. Davenport versus Concordia. Davenport this time will be sporting the blue with Grapple playing Barrack. Wi-Fi will be playing Drogos. Evil Eye on Sky. Alternate will be playing Maldamba, and Pautek will be taking on the roles the Stone Warden playing Inara. For Concordia, it'll be Conman the Great once again playing Lex. Whamma Jamma on Makoa. Time over on Ruckus. Velamore, who did so well previously on Tyra, will be back at the helm again, and I Am User will be playing Ying. We'll have to take a look at what legendaries come out, and specifically what loadouts come out for characters like Inara. Currently selecting Treacherous Ground, the cripple for Warden's Field. And to help boost that, looks like a pretty standard build for Inara. The bonus damage reduction while standing in Warder's Field, as well as the health while standing in this, along with that. And very much so off the bat, Concordia looking for a full flank, but again, the team is fully set up, and that wall actually came into some good play to stall things out for Inara. Wi-Fi is in danger though. Sky in the backline looking for damage, is in a duel with Lex. Will Evil Eye get that victory? No, not. Lex will secure that, but Wi-Fi able to trade out a frontliner for just the Sky. Wi-Fi with a double, looking for more. Will he find the triple? Grapple will take that one from him. Ruckus, Ying, last two ones left alive. I Am User taking rockets to the faces. Wi-Fi hitting a lot of shots. I don't think I've ever seen Wi-Fi play Drogos, at least not in the competitive form, and he is hitting a lot of shots and finds himself another delayed double. Wi-Fi is zooming all over the map right now, using Worm Jets as his legendary as the score goes up 1-0 in favor of Davenport. Evil Eye looking for the flank presence will help with the kill right there onto Whamma Jamma, as well as some damage inputted into Conman the Great's Lex. So 2 down. And coming through again, Davenport already channeling some ultimates. The Dragon's Fury coming out, able to secure onto the Ruckus. You hear the Treacherous Ground going off and crippling anyone who's stuck in their. Evil Eye with a double kill, looking for potentially a third. Hook to danger, but Grapple again will be able to support that. And as we go, it is still being the case. Davenport doing well. Have a couple ultimates on board if they choose to use them, but I don't know if they're going to need to, as they've kept Concordia relatively in their spawn. Lex is able to get out and get some health back with the Injustice coming through as well, but still alternate with the double kill, and Grapple will finish off the next, so Davenport goes up very quickly 2-0. at the net worth chart. Again, favors the blue team, currently up on the scoreboard 2-0 as Davenport has an incremental lead in the itemization. Damage dealt. Wi-Fi way ahead of everybody at 30,000 damage very early on in just over 2.5 minutes of gameplay. Not even that if you consider the time in between rounds. Healing wise, again, going the way of Malthamba for Davenport. Shielding is favoring the Ruckus as you would anticipate, although Barrick is right there with Anara just below him. So we'll see how things go. And again, Davenport looks to go straight to point. That's where they get right off top of that. There is no, Grapple does have a say up. There are a couple of faster right-ins in. Oh, the ticking time bomb in the backline. Will it find? It finds 3 right into the backline. It's of Evil Eye who finds that ticking time bomb to convert. Thanks to the Dread Serpent as well, which zoned everybody away. And Wi-Fi with a double kill immediately following. Evil Eye able to get himself on the board as the Sky. And perfect timing with the taunt as well in competitive game mode. Absolutely huge. And as we're going through, it is still 2-0, and looking for that third point is Davenport as they are at 99%, and they will capture. Wi-Fi does fall the Conman the Great on that new Lex. Looking for more as Conman finds a double. So some opportunities here for the red team to possibly push their advantage. A nice hook from Whamma Jamma onto Grapple, who will fall. So Barrick also eliminated from the equation. And this is the first time that we've seen Davenport hit some resistance against this Concordia team. And things moving very nicely for them so well. But a nice wall from Pautek to section off the Makoa. And with that treacherous ground, he is converted on and killed. But Conman, again, doing a really good job of getting damage done. Finds himself another kill. But now Wi-Fi's back in the mix and is finding a lot of damage from these Spitfires. Able to convert a lot of direct shots as well. Goes up in the air with the thrust, looking for a kill on the time over. Finds one. Now changes his focus to Velamora. Can he find the second? Looking for it, has to reload. The Spitfire will be canceled out by a dredge anchor, and that will be the end of that spree for Wi-Fi as he falls. But still, the payload has been given some room to breathe, and is now moving very nicely as Grapple finds himself a double, looking for a triple. He gets it from the chase down, and a nice little spray on the backside of the rock from Grapple, just to put some insult into injury. And with 1 minute and 20 seconds left, till overtime, this is looking like a very possible 4-0 for Davenport as they continue to have ultimates available to them. Almost all 5 are up. We'll see if they find the opportunity to use all 5 of them here at the end as a ceremonious firework to end things off. Wi-Fi will convert that kill. Ying, one of the last ones alive, but the crossfire comes out. Dread Serpent, there is no CC immunity right there, and that will do it as Tyro is forced away in the channel of that ultimate, and the last kill coming in. Davenport clutches this victory 4-0 and secures themselves a spot in the final. Wow. Incredible play. Absolutely incredible play. From Davenport University and Rowan University, both, they will match up against one another in the finals. Absolutely insane to see that that is the case, as we anticipated that they would possibly be the two at the very end. They will get a chance to face up against one another. A lot of really veteran, experienced players on both squads, and you can see the totals as they roll through on the scoreboard. Davenport absolutely rolling. Wi-Fi, my goodness, 21-2, 60 nearly 1,000 damage. Absolutely incredible numbers for how short of a game it was. And again, I did not anticipate Wi-Fi playing Drogos. He's been putting in the work, though, clearly, and finds his way to land as he will be there with the rest of his team to face off against Rowan University in the grand finals of the AVGL Paladins League. That'll be happening on April 9th at the studios in Atlanta, or Alpharetta, Georgia. Hi-Res Studios will be putting on the production, and you'll be able to catch the conclusion of a big storyline between both of these teams thus far in this tournament. They'll get a chance to really prove who is better. They have yet to have a chance to face up against one another. We'll see what happens when we get to Atlanta. But that will conclude our stream here today. Counter-Strike Go will be up next. I have been Alan. I hold shift on a Frio. Brandon Rude Rookie has been running production. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of Paladins AVGL Collegiate Championship. We hope to see you guys in the realm soon. And until next time, make sure you keep holding it down.